Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 11 to 15 of chapter 3. Devan bhavayatanena,
Devan bhavayatanena,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Tairdattana pradayaibhyaha,
Tairdattana pradayaibhyaha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Muchyante sarvakilbishaihi,
Muchyante sarvakilbishaihi,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha,
Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha,
Yajna karma samudbhavaha,
Yajnah karma samudbhavaha,
Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi.
Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi.
Brahmakshara samudbhavam.
Brahmakshara samudbhavam.
Tasmat sarvagatam brahma.
Tasmat sarvagatam brahma.
Nityam yagne pratishtitam.
Nityam yagne pratishtitam.
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So, we have been slowly getting into the deeper messages in verse number 11. Whenever we want to eke out the deeper messages, that takes time. We cannot do it in a hurry. If you merely want to understand something superficially, that doesn't take so much of time, that doesn't take so much of effort. You can easily pass through it. But whenever you want to get to the deeper messages, the depth of anything in life, that requires a lot of single-pointedness, a lot of penetrativeness. That's a tapas. See, the yogic approach is actually a tapas by itself. Tapas, tapaha, means austerity. We translate it as austerity. There are many more dimensions to it, but right now in this context. So when you follow the yogic approach, when you're studying, let's say, the Bhagavad Gita, because that is our context, that itself is a tapas. Because what is essentially tapas, what is essentially austerity? You apply self-control, you conserve your energies, and then you direct it towards your chosen higher ideal. That is called austerity. So in the yogic approach, what do? We apply the same principle of self-control. The mind wants to run here and there. The mind wants to ramble. Even when it comes to gaining this ancient wisdom, the mind wants to read as many books as possible. It looks for areas of extroversion. That is, it looks for external areas where it can function in an extroverted way. And the general misconception which people have is that the more books you read, you're more knowledgeable. That is not true. That's why many a times we have seen that principle, jnanam and vijnanam. Jnanam means superficially knowing something, externally knowing something. Vijnanam means internally experiencing it. So both should combine. Sometimes the word jnanam can be used for the deeper knowledge or wisdom also. That depends on the context. But you have to understand the principle. So if you really want to grow spiritually, these are the two things which you need to do. You should apply self-control and you should conserve your energies. And when you conserve your energy, there will be an energy build-up. that energy should be channelized towards the higher. This is what they called as tapas. You can apply the principle of tapas to achieve anything in the world. Even when a person pursues a worldly goal, that person has to do tapas with respect to that goal. We generally don't use the word tapas apart from the spiritual sense, but the same principle can be applied. It is a limited application of tapas. For example, if a person wants to, let us say, become successful in a particular sport, then there are a lot of sacrifices which that person has to do. That is the self-control, conservation of energy. He cannot eat anything which he wants. Then how can he become a good sports person? He cannot say, I will sleep at any time. He cannot, in other words, he cannot lead an indisciplined life and become successful there. Similarly, if a person wants to become successful in business, there are certain things which he needs to withdraw from. And see, the moment you withdraw from a few things, you apply that self-control, what happens? You start conserving your energy. And that energy has to be channelized towards your chosen goal. Here we are talking about the higher spiritual goal. The highest goal is Param Shreya. And then is also introducing this concept of Devaha, gods. We'll be seeing that today, what the gods represent. So your energies have to be directed towards the higher. This is an essential aspect of the yogic approach. And this is what is Yagna all about. Yagna literally means sacrifice. You conserve your energies and you direct it towards the higher. So in the yogic approach, what do? What is it that we are curtailing? We are curtailing the tendency of the mind to ramble everywhere in the name of gaining knowledge. The mind just simply wants to superficially know so many things. That's why a great thinker was asked, so do you read a lot of books? He said, no, I don't read books. So are you a voracious reader? That was what was asked. He said, no. If I had been a voracious reader, then I would have been very ignorant. I would have been an ignoramus, he said. It's a very interesting principle, you know. We generally think the more books we read, the more knowledgeable we are becoming. But actually, when you get information from books, that is borrowed knowledge. That is not your knowledge. It is only when you make it your own, it becomes yours. So, supposing, let us say, these Sunday sessions were mere intellectual sessions, no energy behind it. Then what will happen? Again, it will become an external exercise. You will be listening to the lecture, you will gain a little more information, and then you will go home. You will know a few more things. That is of no use. That is where the yogic approach comes into the picture. Yogic approach makes it a sadhana. And what is the yogic approach? We first curb the mind's weakness to run helter-skelter to different sources of knowledge also. Because there is no end to that. You can never gain mastery in spirituality by continuously running everywhere. Actually, all your energies will get frittered away. Spirituality can be achieved, the spiritual growth can be achieved only if you do tapas. And what is the tapas in this context here? The application of tapas. conserving your energies. Where are your mental energies running away? To different sources of knowledge. No. Now you curb all that, then there will be an energy build-up. Now focus all that energy to go into the depth of the Bhagavad Gita. Here we are talking of the Bhagavad Gita because that is a context here. So the moment you go into the depth, that is when you start eking out the deeper messages which are contained in this verse. And when you are going deep and learning the deeper principles, you should not start comparing it with what you already know. That's why a person with a clear mind, a clean slate, can benefit maximum from these sessions. If you're already loaded with a lot of information, you will only be comparing. You will not be able to absorb what is being given to you. This is another very important aspect of tapas. See, the mind wants to run everywhere. That is the first obstacle. The second obstacle is the mind wants to compare whatever is being given to it with something else which it already knows. Now that becomes another obstacle. See, there are two types of questions. This is a broad classification. One type of question is, when you learn these principles, you are genuinely not able to understand a particular principle, therefore you ask a question. That is the correct way. The other type of questioning is, you have some preconceived notion. You may have read something somewhere here or there. Now, your confusion arises because when something is said that is not matching with your preconceived notion. So based on that, you ask a question. Now, that is not true seeking. Most people, when they go to a master, they are not truly seeking. They are only wanting confirmation. See, when a master is giving out the wisdom, if it matches with their preconceived notions, they'll appreciate. If it doesn't match, they will not appreciate. This is how most people approach this ancient wisdom. Whereas in the yogic approach, we don't do that. We have a very clean, clear mind. An empty mind becomes very receptive. So you should practice the tapas at two levels. First level of tapas is the mind wants to run to different sources of knowledge, curb that and use that energy for higher purposes. Here, what is the higher? To go deep into the verse and take the sadhana principles. This is the first level of tapas. The second level of tapas is when you begin to absorb these messages, your preconceived notions will come and disturb you. Your mind will want to compare it with the preconceived notions. Oh no, but that person said this. Now why is this being said here? Then your energies will get frittered away in trying to reconcile your beliefs and what actually the ancient wisdom is. You will not be able to absorb this. So there again, you don't allow the mind to get into all those unnecessary, unwanted exercises. Instead, you focus the mind in absorbing what is being given. So as a sadhak, you need to practice these two. See, we generally say Focus, focus. But what does it mean by focus in this context? What is the yogic approach? See, the yogic approach is very comprehensive. As and when the context comes, I keep giving you different dimensions of yogic approach. In the last few years, someone sadhak has made a mention of this, that in the last few years, she has been noting down the different meanings of yogic approach or different aspects of yogic approach which have been given in these Sunday sessions. And what she says is, it's running into so many points because the yogic approach has infinite dimensions. Every principle has infinite dimensions. So based on that context, that particular aspect will be given. So tapas is an essential aspect of the yogic approach. And when we talk of yagna, it is nothing but tapas. It is based on the principle of tapas only. Without conserving your energy, you cannot do yagna. So if you want to do true jnana yagna, see, this is also yagna only. What is, yagna has two things. No? One is you offer something and then the fire is kindled. Here you are offering your ignorance and the inner knowledge or the inner wisdom will be kindled. This is a yagna. But if you want to do that yagna, you will have to do tapas. And what is the tapas? Conserving your energy and directing it to go to the depth. So from where do you need to conserve your energy? These two blocks. Number one, the block is the mind wants to run everywhere, the extroverted nature of the mind. And number two, the mind wants to keep on comparing and reconciling. There is no end to that. See, the master does not have time to keep reconciling all your preconceived notions and all that. Time is very limited. Within that limited time, now the wisdom is being given directly. So you need to absorb it. So keeping your mind clean and clear, setting aside all your preconceived notions and approaching this in a fresh way, that is the second tapas which you need to do if you want to do jnana yagna. I am only giving this because we are studying this principle of yagna, and you can apply the principle of yagna in everything. So first you need to apply it in these Sunday sessions. It is already being applied for you and it is given in a very easy format for you. So you just need to absorb it. That's all. If you go with the flow of the energy which is being set, then you can benefit maximum. So in different contexts, they'll keep using different words. Here the word yagna is used. Elsewhere the word tapas may be used. At that time we will see that principle of tapas from different angles. Externally, that is superficially, they may look like different principles. But if you go to the essence of all these principles, you will find a common thread. That is very important for you to benefit maximum from this. And once you learn this quality, you can apply it in the higher spirituality. For example, if you take gods, let us take the supreme gods, like Vishnu, Shiva, Muruga, Vinayaka, you have Hanuman, you have goddess Parvati, Lakshmi, then you have Saraswati, and then different forms of these gods like Mahakali, like this, all the supreme gods. Gods means, goddesses also here. It's a general term. It's been used in a general way. Now, externally, if you look at them, they all look so different. The personality of Vishnu and the personality of Shiva, they look so different externally. Similarly, Muruga, Vinayaka. But if you use the yogic approach and go deep into their personalities. See, going deep into their personalities means absorbing that energy fully. You will find that all are one at the base level. That is the infinite formless reality. They are manifestations of that infinite reality. Without understanding this, one person says Vishnu is superior to Shiva and others. Another person says no, Shiva is superior to Vishnu and all others. Some person says no, everything is Shakti only. So that block comes. When you understand something superficially, it will create a block in your sadhana. And that will not allow you to expand your consciousness. Whereas when you go deep inside, you will find that they are all manifestations of that one formless reality. And there can be infinite manifestations. There can be full manifestations. There can be partial manifestations. That is how the gods are graded. So, we do say that there are different grades of gods. This is the meaning. Whether the infinite has manifested fully or whether the infinite has manifested partially, that determines whether the God is a supreme God or whether one step lower or one step lower. Now, as a human being, you have the capacity to go on increasing your divine nature and finally become one with that infinite formless reality. A person who becomes one with that infinite formless reality, then that person becomes 100% divine. That is why in the Vedas they said Tat Tvam Asi, that supreme being you are. Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi means I am that supreme Brahman. They are not referring to the physical body. They are not referring to the mind. They are not referring to the intellect and its various thoughts. They are referring to that Paramatma, that formless reality. Remember, whenever there is a form, it is a manifestation of the Paramatma. See, because sometimes we say Krishna Paramatma. What does it mean? The Paramatma or the formless reality has manifested in the form of Krishna. So when you understand it in the right sense, now every aspect of this wisdom is conveying some message to us. You don't actually need to know everything to evolve spiritually. Even one message is enough. If you go into the real depth of it, that is more than enough for you to attain self-realization. But when you're exposed to so many things in a deep way, you are maximizing your chances. So, to stop with the form of a God leads to fanaticism. That doesn't require so much effort. But to penetrate the form and reach the formless reality, that is also tapas. That is a yagna. The entire sadhana is based on the principle of yagna only. Because primarily you are offering all your karmas and the fire of that infinite wisdom is being kindled. This is the fundamental basic yagna, which is the basis of all sadhanas. Without applying this principle of yagna, which is again based on tapas, there can be no sadhana. See, sadhana doesn't mean doing things in your way. Like some people have asked me, they say, sir, Yoga Sankirtan goes for around an hour, on an average, roughly between 50 minutes to 1 hour, let's say. Now, there is the sadhana material. Can you release a shortened version of all these Yoga Sankirtans? 10-minute versions, 15-minute versions. So that, in our busy schedule, we can easily fit it in. If all that is done, then what is the tapas for you? The tapas comes where, in spite of your busy schedule, you decide, this is what is my life's purpose. This is what is beneficial to me. So you set aside time for this and you need to do. That itself is tapas or yagna in your own small way. In your sadhana itself, if you are unable to do yagna, then how will you practice this yagna elsewhere? In your main sadhana itself, if you are looking for shortcuts. Some people ask, sir, can I sleep and do? Can I eat and do this? What is all this? See, you're wanting to make it so convenient to you. In other words, you don't want to put any effort, any extra effort. Then it is no longer tapas. Tapas means you have to apply this principle of self-control. That is very important. Then only you can conserve your energies. Without focus, one cannot really achieve great heights in spirituality. Actually, without focus, you cannot achieve anything in life. If your efforts are varied and if your efforts don't have any direction, even worldly goals cannot be achieved. Then what about this highest goal he is talking about? Param Shreyaha. Already things have been made so easy for you. See, material for Yoga Sankirtan has been created for the first time. Otherwise, the yogis of the past have learnt it the hard way. It's not so easy to master the Yoga Sankirtan. As I told you, there are 12 levels and to absorb those divine vibrations. See, first of all, to experience those divine vibrations, that itself is very difficult. That part has been made a little easy for you. This itself is spoon feeding. For a certain purpose, There has been a higher calling, and so that has been given to you. More than that, now don't keep asking me for, I'm putting it in quote, leniency as it were. Shall I do like this? Shall I do like this? If you want, you do. But your energies only will get frittered away. There should be some sacredness about the sadhana which you're doing. You should fix priority first. You should fix your priorities. You should set aside a time. A time is 24 hours for everyone. And where your priorities are, you will start fixing time for that. There are people who do this sadhana even while traveling, whether they are in a flight or whether they are in the train. Many sadhaks do that. That is the inner commitment. And when you are committed to your sadhana, when you are committed to nourishing the divine nature within you, now you will get back very positive results in the form of blessings. That is what he's saying. May you nourish the gods by this. May the gods nourish you. They will also bless you. Whatever you give will come back to you with more force, with more intensity. So your life, which includes even the spiritual progress, is in your hands. The Guru is there to guide. The Guru is there to support. The Guru is there to help whenever you face any obstacle. But the Guru is not there to put the effort on your behalf. Whatever you need to do, you need to do it. The material, see for example, the Yoga Sankirtan audio materials have been created. So much has gone into it to create each material. Now that is being given to you. That is the help, support. But the Guru can't come and listen for you. Sir, every day, some people ask, sir, every day when you're meditating, please also pray for me, He'll be very happy to pray for you. That is not the point here. But what is your motive in asking that? Your motive is to shirk your efforts. So you want somebody else to put in all the efforts for you. Then how will you receive the divine blessings? So that's why he says, may you nourish the gods. See, first you put an effort, you nourish the gods, then you will receive the blessings. May the gods nourish you. The chronology of the progress is also spelt out here. What we ask is, I will not put any effort, but I want all the divine blessings. That doesn't work like that. What you give comes back to you. First let it come, then I will give. That is a tamasic attitude. Like one youngster asked this question, if I anyway have to study hard and then only I will get good marks, then what is the necessity of the higher power? I asked the question to that youngster back. When he asked that question, I said, so what is it that you want? You will not study, you will not work hard, but you want God to give you good marks, is it? Do you think that is fair? That is correct? That principle itself is correct? Is that approach correct? So, if you just go with the flow of this verse, first he is talking about your part. May you nourish the gods. Put in that effort. See, it doesn't matter at what level you are in. Whatever level you are in, Now start putting the effort to nourish the gods within you, the divine nature within you, the goodness within you. What will be the result? You will receive the blessings. The higher blessings will start flowing to you. See how beautifully he has put the sequence. He could have always said, may the gods nourish you, then you also nourish gods. He has not said that. Because he is emphasizing or indicating the principle of sadhana by this very construction. Devan bhavayata anena. May you nourish the gods by this. First comes your effort. Then, te deva bhavayantuvaha. Let or may the gods nourish you. So you first give and then you receive. When we come to the next verse, we will be seeing this in detail. That is another important principle of Yagna. I am introducing that now itself because the very construction of this verse itself is indicating that in the next verse he will spell it out. See, that is a very interesting approach of these masters. What they do is, as they are giving one message, they also give an indirect message and indicating certain things, and they prepare you without your knowledge. And then in the coming verses, they give that message directly. By that time, you become well prepared to receive that part of the wisdom. That is a very beautiful method which all the masters employ. They focus on one point, but they also give you so many other messages indirectly. Your subconscious mind will pick it up, pick all those messages if you're attuned. You may not consciously know it, but that forms a preparation to receive the messages directly later on. And when you're ready, the next set of messages are given. An amazing principle is being employed here. So by putting your efforts first and then the blessings next, receiving the blessings next, he is asking you to build that approach. So from this moment onwards, start asking this question to yourself. What am I doing in life? What do I have to do in any situation? The other way is, what have I got in life? The moment your focus shifts to what have I got, your mind will slowly go into what I have not got, and it will get into a mode of complaining. In every role which you're playing, if you ask yourself, what is my duty? What do I have to do? The rest will follow automatically. If you do your part, if you play your part, if you give, whatever blessings you need to receive, you will automatically receive. In a chain reaction, the first action alone has to be started. The rest will go like a chain. If you nourish the gods, then the gods will nourish you. And that will become a continuous process. And nourishing each other, you will obtain the highest good. A chain reaction will set in. But we don't want to do that. The mind has a weakness. What have I got today? You see, with respect to everyone, we keep complaining like that, no? When it comes to parents, we say, what have you given to me? You see, my neighbor's father has given him a house. You have not given me a house. Something or other. Our focus is always on what we have got, or rather what we have not got. Actually, even if you stick to just merely what you got, you will find that there are so many things which you receive. But your mind doesn't stay put there. Actually, it slips and goes into what you have not received. So instead, from this moment onwards, change that energy pattern. In every situation, what do I need to do here? Do it properly. For example, right now, you are listening to this. What is your role in this? Listening to this with your full mind. Not only listening to this with your full mind, preparation also. If a time is given, especially in India, in different time zones, you can choose a convenient time, preferably in the morning, so that you will be fresh. But otherwise, people who are in India, now this is Indian Standard Time, 7 a.m. every Sunday. Just one day a week, can't you fix your priority and sit at 7 a.m.? That is tapas. But no, the mind will want to slip. So what am I supposed to do? Here, the great yogic approach is being given to me so easily. So some effort I need to put in. This is how you need to think. So what is my effort? Basically, sticking to the time, sticking to the schedule and focusing, giving importance to this and focusing. And then trying to practice. Again, let me not use the word try. Because for tamasic people, the moment I say try, they'll start eternally trying. And then practicing. Not trying to practice, but practicing whatever you have absorbed. This is all your part. So if you ask yourself, what is my role here? What do I need to do? Immediately you will get the answers. So build that attitude now itself. It will be very useful in the coming verses. Then when you go home, your family members are there, your spouse is there. What do I need to do? Your children are there. What do I need to do? If you start that process, the rest will follow. Whatever you give will come back 1,000,000 times more to you. With respect to this session, if you follow this, what will be the benefit? The gods will nourish you. Means the divine energy will start flowing into you. You will receive all the blessings, all the healing. Your karmas will get healed. Actually, you will receive infinite blessings. But you will have to start the chain reaction. Sometimes you would have seen the sequence, like one arrow has to hit the target. But they will have a series of functionings here. Like they will put the ball in an inclined plane. That will go and hit a bottle, let us say. The bottle will fall down. Then that will hit a switch. And that switch will trigger something else. Like that it will keep on going. And then finally the arrow will be triggered and it will hit the target. I'm sure you would have seen videos like that. This is the chain reaction. So once the first action is started, the ball starts rolling thereafter. The rest will happen automatically. So who is holding the key to this chain reaction, this whole chain? It is you. That's what he's saying. May you nourish the gods by this. Devan bhavayata anena. And from where? How do you do it? Your bhavana. Remember, God only sees the bhavana. That's why later on he says, whether you give me a flower or a leaf or anything, I will accept it. If your bhavana is good, I will accept it. In one of the chapters he says that. Patram, pushpam, it can be anything. When a small child, let's say it draws a piece of art for its mother's birthday or father's birthday. Let's say your child draws something is using a crayon, draws a hut or a sunrise or sunset and then puts there happy birthday mummy or happy birthday daddy and comes and gives. Now what is the value of that art per se? Nothing. But that has infinite value. Why? Because of the bhavana of the child. The child is giving you that its wishes with a pure bhavana. So you accept it. What are you accepting? Not merely the art, you are accepting the bhavana. So God actually accepts your bhavana. If your bhavana is not good, you may give costly gifts, but that is of no use. Your action, that is the quality of your action, is determined not by its external quantity, but it is determined by your internal bhavana. So bhavana is the key. So now I was telling you about the different lokas. So broadly, our masters have divided the lokas. Lokas means lokaha means experience, lokaha means world, lokaha means cosmos, dimension. You can use these various words to describe lokaha. Now, in our context, we will take it as the world to simplify it. There are three types of lokas which actually you experience. The first is called Brahmanda Loka. Brahmanda Loka means the cosmic world, the cosmic universe. The universe is the Brahmanda Loka. You don't experience it fully, but a part of it you experience. Like you just go to your terrace and look up, you experience the sky. You look down, you experience the earth. A part of it. Are you experiencing the full earth? No. Are you experiencing the full sky? No. You look up, you see the sun, you see the stars. The night, you see the moon. When rain is there, you see. These are all the part of the Brahmanda Loka. The next Loka which you experience is the Bahya Loka. Bahya Loka means the outer world. Within the cosmic world, you have your own outer world. Those are the different aspects of your life. For example, wealth. You want to acquire wealth. Wealth is required for you to fulfill your duties. In our ancient wisdom, they never considered wealth or money and all that as non-spiritual. That is a wrong concept. I don't know from where you have picked it up. This is a necessary aspect of your outer world. Fundamentally, you require wealth to fulfill your duties. Without wealth, can you fulfill your duties? That is why in our ancient wisdom, they worshipped actually wealth as goddess Lakshmi. So similarly, you have your career, you have family, that is various relationships. Family is there, friends are there. So all of them are different aspects of your outer world. Then, the third type of loka is the antar loka, the inner world. What is happening within you? At the bodily level, what is happening? At the pranic level, what is happening? At the emotional level, what is happening? At the intellectual level, what's happening? People only know up to that much, that too partially. But our masters have gone much more deep. Beyond the intellect, what is there? They say your karmic body, where your karmas are there. Beyond the karmic body is the Jivatma, the individuality. Beyond that is the Paramatma. All that they have seen. So the Paramatma is referred to as Param Shreya. We will come to that later. We will leave it for now. So as far as the Lokaha, your experience is concerned, these are the three types of experiences you have. Three worlds, we can say. The cosmic world, the external world, and the internal world. Now, may you nourish the gods by this. The word Devaha, the divine force, it means a divine being, is applicable at all these three levels, the three lokas. So we'll see one by one. You will get an idea. From the cosmic point of view, the Brahmanda Loka point of view, what does this word Devaha represent? Devaha represents the different forces of nature. Gods are nothing but different forces of nature, natural forces. For example, if you take Lord Brahma, he represents the force of creation. Lord Vishnu, he represents the force of maintenance. Shiva, he represents the force of destruction. Then we'll come to other gods also. Like for example, the whole cosmos is made up of 5 elements, basically, at the gross level. What are the 5 elements? The earth, Prithvi. Then you have the water, Varuna. Then you have Agni, Agni Deva, the god of fire. See, they have divinized everything. That is what you should focus on. Vayu, air, Akasha, space. Different forces. Who is a god of rain? See, rain is one aspect of the Brahmanda Loka, Indra. Then you have the sun, Surya Deva, the sun god. You have the moon, Chandra Deva. The different goddesses represent different forces of nature. Devaha here is not restrictive to only the masculine energy. So you need to understand this. Devaha means gods and goddesses. That is going into further divisions. Here Devaha is used in a very broad sense to just mean the godly nature. See, whom do we call as God? Someone who is beyond our powers, no? So if you see the force of nature, nature is beyond us. That is why in our ancient wisdom, they always prayed to nature. The first prayer is to all the forces of nature. Why? Because they considered every aspect of nature as a divine expression, as an expression of that infinite God. Something which is beyond us. We look up to the sun god. We look up to the 5 elements. Prithvi Devi, we bow down. The Mother Earth, we say, no. When it comes to the waters, we say Varuna Deva. Like this. So the different gods represent different forces of nature. In the Vedas it is said, 33 crores gods, 33 types, 33 crore types we can say. Because if you keep on going into nature, it's a question of division, subdivision, further subdivision, further subdivision. It will keep on branching. So whenever they refer to the Brahmanda Loka and then they use the word gods, they are referring to the different forces of nature. Those powers which are beyond us, which are higher than us. So he's saying, may you nourish the gods by this. Means what? May you function in such a way that you support nature. Today what is happening? We keep disturbing nature. Our lifestyle itself has become like that, unfortunately. See, when I was young, I remember there were a lot of sparrows and all I used to see. Nowadays, the sparrows are not there. At least the place in which I am living. And they say it's because of this radiation, that radiation and all that scientifically. But ultimately, our lifestyle itself has turned has deteriorated from a cosmic point of view. Why I'm saying deterioration is because it is disturbing nature. So when you disturb nature, now nature will also disturb you. That is what is happening today. The scientists themselves are agreeing. Many calamities, many so-called natural calamities are actually human-made, they are saying. So, in our modern context, may you nourish gods. You forget about doing good to nature, going along with nature. First thing is, at least let us try our best not to disturb nature. Why I am saying try our best here is because certain things have become an integral part of our lifestyle. It is, you may say it's impractical, sir. How do we not do this, do that? Okay, at least bring that intention, no? So every day when you wake up, first thank nature. See, build that bhavana. That's why he has used the word bhavayata. Bhavaha is very important. Thank the forces of nature. The sun is there for us. The rain comes for us. The earth is existing. See, supposing the earth was not there, we'll all be floating. Just imagine. How can we have a session like this in space? We are going to have, November 10th is the next Yoga Sankirtan release, Sri Hanumat Dhyana. Now, the details are all being given, which they booked a hall, auditorium, and they're going to have. Supposing we are going to have Sri Hanumat Dhyana, release of Hanumat Dhyana, where? In outer space. What will happen? Can we have a session? So the earth is there supporting us. Have we ever said thank you for that? Have we ever built that bhavana? Every day we are breathing, every moment we are breathing. The air is there. That is what is sustaining us. Have we ever been grateful for that? No. You have so much of time to keep complaining, to look at the negatives, but you don't have any time to look at the positives. So may you nourish the gods, may you build that bhavana, that feeling of gratitude. First, feel so happy and grateful that this entire cosmic force, the entire nature is there for all of us. It is not only for you. This is a common sadhana for everyone. So in our ancient wisdom, they always laid emphasis on thanking the forces of nature. That's why in the Vedic mantras, they keep praising and thank. That's with a feeling of gratitude, natural forces. Whether it is Surya or whether it is Chandra or whether it is Indra, Prithvi, they go, the various mantras contain praises of these gods, of these divine beings. What does it mean? If you mechanically just keep doing it, that is of no use. You will have to build that bhavana within you of becoming one with the nature, of functioning in such a way that where you are supportive to that beautiful system. And when you build such a bhavana, you will start spreading positive energy around you. The nature will also start blessing you. Not only that, at a personal level, what our great masters say is that you should live your life according to the rules of nature. See, when we did the Kaya Tattva empowerment, it's there, online. You can you can do it. Now in that, I have explained this in detail. When you follow the rules of nature, you are blessed with health. The different rules, like what kind of food you should have, how you should have it. It is a natural lifestyle, we can say. But we don't do that. We mess up with the natural lifestyle, with the lifestyle of nature, and then we get into health issues. This is at the personal level. So one is, generally not harming nature, not having the attitude of harming nature. And the other is conforming your lifestyle to the natural rules of life. If you play your part, then what you will get back is nothing but divine blessings. May the gods will nourish you. Nature will support you. We will see that separately also. But here when we compare it, it becomes easy for you to understand. So this is the first meaning of gods. So every aspect of nature is beyond us. So that is why they called that force as God. So if you want to start thanking, you can start thanking all the forces. That's why there is a 33 crore types. Each type has infinite, sections. You go on saying thank you, thank you, thank you to all the gods, means all the forces of nature. The Vedic mantras have evolved in such a way only. They are all inspired utterances by these great masters. They went on praising nature. They went on, praising with that attitude of gratitude. Just imagine the sun takes a holiday for one day. What will happen to all of us? We'll be finished. If the rain doesn't come, sometimes the rain is delayed a little bit, how much of problem it creates. Have we ever, given our bhavana? What can we give back to nature? Nothing big. It is only our bhavana. Otherwise, we are too insignificant to create a very big impact and all that. But what we can give is our bhavana. That's how we start off. And then in your own small way, you will do a few things. You may plant a tree. You may... See, that is individualistic. Each one will do. At least you will not disturb nature. And your lifestyle at least can be conformed to these laws of nature. The food which you eat, the air which you breathe, the sleep timings. In the Kaya Tattva, I have explained all this in detail. Water, how to, the fire element. Anyway, that will come in the inner universe actually, the inner world, the Antar Loka. So this is number one. Number two is your outer world. When it comes to the different aspects of your life, Deva or the gods represent different worldly goals which you pitch up. See, primarily you are seeking happiness only. That is there. But here we are talking about the different worldly goals which you actually have. What do we mean by that? Wealth. Wealth is worshipped as Goddess Lakshmi. Then your worldly goal can be success. Success is worshipped as Lord Ganesha. Then your worldly goal can be knowledge. Knowledge is worshipped as Goddess Saraswati. We can go on. See, you don't need to go into this God, whom does this God represent, that God. That is an endless thing. But basically, you should understand the principle. One is gods at the cosmic level. It's the same gods only, but the manifestations. Then in your outer world, whatever your goal is, you need to divinize it first. See, that is how our masters have laid down this path. You should not have, okay, only puja time I'll do puja, rest of the time I'll forget God. It shouldn't be like that. Wherever your mind is going, you should see the manifestation of divine nature there. Then only your whole life will become a yagna or sadhana. So whenever you want success, actually the manifestation of Lord Ganesha is there. When you start seeing success not as mere success, but as Lord Ganesha, the energy of Ganesha, then that becomes very divine for you. Wherever there is wealth, if you start seeing wealth as a manifestation of Goddess Lakshmi, now you will automatically bow down. Your bhavana becomes very divine and spiritual. The opposite of that is criticizing. See, wherever you see wealth, you are criticizing. Actually, that's because you don't have it and another person has it. When you see all these things as mere objects, then there is no spiritual vision. Even the forces of nature, if you see it merely as rain, sun, moon, that is a worldly vision. But our rishis didn't see all these forces as mere inanimate forces. They saw all these forces as the manifestation of divinity. That's why they say Surya Deva, Chandra Deva, Prithvi Devi. They went on divinizing. Similarly, whatever worldly pursuits you are engaged in, they saw all that as manifestations of divinity only again. Very, very interesting. So when you start pursuing your goals with this attitude, then your goals will no longer be worldly goals. Even though we are saying worldly goals, they become divine goals. If you start treating wealth as Goddess Lakshmi, if your approach is thus, then you will not get caught up with wealth. Your attention starts becoming divine. That is what he means by may you nourish the gods by this. So with respect to the natural forces, you nourish. With respect to your external goals, your outer world, start nourishing the gods. Means start pursuing your goals in a divine way. If you acquire wealth merely seeing it as an object with a lot of craving, then you are not nourishing the gods through that. Whereas when you take it as a manifestation of Goddess Lakshmi and when you acquire wealth, now your focus is on the divine aspect of wealth, not per se the wealth. So that exercise, that very activity becomes divine for you. See the ingenious method which our rishis have created. They have not left any aspect. Wherever you go, how to make it divine. That's why they are all great geniuses. Even genius is not the correct word, Very difficult to even praise these great masters because their depth cannot be fathomed by our limited intellects. It's not possible. That's why we just simply bow down to the wisdom of these great masters. We cannot understand them fully. So every worldly goal which you have, now start seeing it as a manifestation of divinity. That is the message. So may you nourish the gods by this. With respect to the outer world, the sadhana for you is seeing it as a manifestation of divinity. Now when you start seeing it as a manifestation of divinity, automatically the rest will follow. You will not start cheating others in order to acquire wealth. For example, you want wealth. You can acquire it in a right royal way. Whatever talents you have, you can utilize them to acquire wealth. But what you do is you try to cheat somebody else. You try to reduce others' wealth so that your wealth increases. All these methods you try, all that will go away because primarily when you start doing something in a divine way, then the negative forces will start leaving you. Your attitude will start getting purified. Your personality will start getting purified. So, may you nourish the gods at the Brahmanda level we saw. Now, may you nourish the gods with respect to the outer world. Means what? Whatever worldly pursuits you are in, whatever worldly goals you have, now they are your gods. Treat them as manifestation of different manifestations of that one divinity. Just imagine, then even if you're doing a so-called worldly activity, actually you will be strengthening the divine forces within you, the divine nature within you. You will be nourishing the gods. Isn't it amazing the kind of sadhana which they are giving? Actually, see, very interesting. They are not giving a separate sadhana. Wherever you are living in this universe only, So that they are converting into sadhana. When you are pursuing the world, some aspect you are acquiring wealth, you are raising a family, you are having relationships, you want a career, everything, you want success, you want knowledge. So all that they are again converting into sadhana. And then comes the third aspect, the antarloka, the inner world. So what do gods represent in the inner world? That we will see in the next session. First, you think about this. How are you relating to nature? You're not bothered at all. It shouldn't be like that. Similarly, how are you relating to your worldly pursuits? You're just caught up with the worldly pursuits without any higher goal, without any higher vision. They are only objecting to that. They are not per se against wealth or success and all that. Actually, the great masters, they say you can acquire any amount of wealth you want. You become successful. What is wrong with all that? Nothing wrong. But if you get caught up with that, if you become a slave to wealth, then you will lose all the spiritual powers. And when is it that you become a slave? It is when you pursue wealth as an end in itself. When you pursue success as an end in itself. Then you get caught up, you get enmeshed, you become a slave. Instead, see wealth as a tool for you to fulfill all your obligations. Goddess Lakshmi, manifestation of divinity. See success as the manifestation of divinity, Lord Ganesha. See knowledge as Goddess Saraswati. See, you are not only giving life to your goals, but you are giving divine energy to your goals. Then your worldly pursuits will become very sacred. There is a sacredness about all your pursuits. That is what they meant when they said work is worship. Everything which you do becomes worship. See, in the external world, the food which you eat, Anna Lakshmi, they say. That's how we do, in our ancient culture. How do we bow down to the food before we eat that. That's a way of energizing it. Energizing means recognizing the divine expression in that food and bowing down to that. That energizes. See, we have the custom when the food is prepared, they offer it to the gods in the puja room. They offer it and then they eat. Before eating also, for 1 second they bow down to the divine forces and then they eat. This is being done mechanically today. Now with this understanding, you can start building that bhavana. When you're drinking water, it is a manifestation of Varuna Deva. Divine energy is there. So you're drinking divinity, as it were. You're eating divinity. When you're acquiring wealth, you're acquiring divinity. In every aspect of your life, if you start divinizing, now what will happen to you? You will become a divine being automatically. This is the sadhana application of may you nourish the gods by this with respect to the external world. So we'll stop with that today. A lot of points have been given. To remember everything may be difficult. In case you find it difficult, no problem. Whatever inspires you, you start putting them into practice. No? 1 or 2 points, pick them up and start practicing. Anyway, these things will be coming again and again in a circle. Okay? So now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond my physical body, beyond my emotions, beyond my thoughts, lies my higher self. My self is infinite and divine. I bow down to all the forces of nature. I consider all my worldly pursuits as divine. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illumined. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today's session was very powerful. Start absorbing and practicing these points. Then every activity of yours will become a sadhana. Moment by moment, you will start becoming divine. See, that is the advanced sadhana, but you start from your level. Whatever inspires you, first practice them. Okay? And as I told you, we are having the release of Sri Hanumat Dhyana on the 10th of November. Very, very powerful. So already the preparation has started. Through these meditations, the preparatory energy is being given because the healing session will be very powerful on 10th of November. It will make it easy for you to absorb that. And not only that, in the month of December, we'll be having another empowerment course. So from now itself, the preparation is being given. The details of that empowerment course will be given to you soon. But even before all that, the preparation is being done. And the release of Srimad Hanumat Dhyana will prepare you further to receive the further blast of energy during that empowerment course in December. So it is sequential. So from your side, as I told you, you should ask yourself, what is my role? What should I do? I should do my daily sadhana. I should watch this every Sunday. Commitment. Then you will set the chain reaction. The divine energy will flow into you. It will make your whole life divine. The rest will follow automatically. Okay? So we'll see further in the next session. Thank you very much. Hari Om.